Hi, I'm Rachel King. Welcome to my channel. This week is all about high summer occasion wear. It's the time of year where you've got lots of weddings and similar functions coming up. I myself have got a wedding at the very end of August, and I need to make myself something, well, I'd like to make myself something to wear, and I've been looking for inspiration in Vogue and on Net-a-Porter and the My Teresa websites. So I thought I would bring you some ideas. I've looked at the trends. I've picked about 7 or 8 trends, and I've tried to find some patterns that might work with those trends, just as sort of serving suggestions really. After that, I've got some occasion wear pieces that I've made for myself recently and a little while ago that I'm going to show you at the end. Okay, so let's begin. The first thing I would say is I've got some notes on the screen down here, so excuse me for looking down because I just can't remember it all. Let's start with the first theme. This is Statement Florals. There are some absolutely beautiful, beautiful floral print dresses around at the moment from designers such as Dolce & Gabbana, Oscar de la Renta and Erdem, that you can see the 3 of them here actually. Absolutely stunning. And I found 3 patterns. They're all vintage patterns, unsurprisingly, that I think really fit the bill for beautiful floral prints that would be great for a wedding or a summer occasion. The first pattern's really sweet. This is from McCalls Vintage Archive. I believe it's from 1953, M7599. Very simple bodice, very simple full skirt, but it's got that lovely shoulder tie detail, which I think is absolutely fab. Second is a Vogue pattern. This is Vogue Vintage. I'd say it's probably maybe a bit older than the McCalls one, and it's got this lovely tie detail around the neck and continues into the straps and then ties at the centre back with this sort of gauged skirt style, which is beautiful. And then the third, again, another vintage pattern. This is from the Vintage Sewing Pattern Company. So you've got the straight neck and then the sort of V back, and it's got this sort of bound detail at the front and a very, very full skirt. I just think that would be incredibly elegant. So that is our first theme, which is Statement Florals. The next theme I've chosen is Maxed Out Minimalism. You can't get much more minimal than this really, could you? I do love a very simple, a bit of a 90s sort of feel, a very spare, simple dress in a beautiful fabric. This pink dress in particular, in this beautiful satin, I think is absolutely stunning, and you really just have a great blow dry, nice clutch bag, beautiful pair of shoes, and just a really simple piece of jewellery. I just think it would be very, very lovely, very classy, just a great outfit for a summer occasion. So I found 3 patterns that sort of do this job. The first one is from GRSR, and it's quite a structured strapless dress with a lot of body seaming from top to bottom and a centre back split, which I think is particularly nice, and I think this is available in different heights as well, over the different sizes. The second pattern I found at Etsy, RosysPatterns at Etsy. It's offered in two options. You've either got a fixed back with a zip, or you can put a smocked back in, which I think would actually be really comfortable. And obviously you could make it in different lengths. It's got the waist seam and a slightly full skirt on it, A-liney. And the third style is bias cut. Just so simple but beautiful, and I'm guessing, I think that top edge is probably elasticated and it really just falls, and the pattern is offered in 2 different lengths as well. Really beautiful. So that's my maxed out minimalism suggestion. The third one is a bit of fun really. When I was looking at all the themes and trends and things on Net-a-Porter and in Vogue, this whole sort of caped draped theme was quite strong. I thought it was fun, and it was a little bit Margot from The Good Life, a little bit 70s. Really liked it, and I have found some patterns who do the job. This first one, the Vogue Vintage 1947, it's probably a bit more kaftani. They offer it in 2 different lengths, so you've got this basic dress and then this sort of cape which is sort of mounted on top, which I thought was quite interesting. The second one, this is a really simple style from Butterick, and it's in jersey, and it's a pull-on dress, and I actually think it's quite effective. I think that could look quite stunning. So it's jersey, so if you chose a nice sort of satin jersey, a really good quality jersey, I think that could be quite nice. So there's Butterick B6479, and the third style, this is, if you really want to go for it, it's a bit reminds me of a sort of American presidential wife sort of outfit, but it is quite stunning. It's from Vogue, excuse me, and it's got this attached cape which just covers the shoulders at the front, but it's full at the back, either in long or short. I think that's quite fabulous, actually. Not sure it's for me, but yeah, I do like it, and that is V1982 from Vogue. Okay, my next theme I have called Block Party. There's quite a lot of colour blocking going on. This dress with the contrast hem here is actually from Victoria Beckham. It was quite difficult to find patterns that looked as if they'd been colour blocked, so you're going to have to use a bit of your imagination here. These 3 patterns, you could all use colour blocking in them because they've got panels and seams, so bear with me, I think you'll see what I mean. The first one is from Tone Patterns, and it's actually a bias t-shirt dress, but you can see here you've got 1, 2, 3 panels going down, and then of course you've got the contrast sleeve. So you could do a monochrome black and white look, you could do something tonal. You've also got that handkerchief hem, and I think that could be a really interesting look. The second one, this is from Etsy, from NG Patterns. Quite simple. I mean, I think basically you could just have your bodice in white and your skirt in black, or you could do the red and hot pink thing. Lots of variations there, or you could have a print and a plain. Quite simple but quite effective, I think. And the third pattern, again, this is from Trend Patterns, and this is the asymmetric dress. So the front and the back have actually got 4 panels, so you could do a black white thing, or something tonal, or you could mix stripes or prints or all sorts. I think that could be quite an interesting look. Now this one, I don't know, it's probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I thought it was a bit of fun. There seems to be a lot of fringing around, and also sort of feather fringing trims. This short dress, I think it's from La Double J. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And yeah, so there seem to be a lot of sort of conventionally trimmed things. And then also, here's another slide that I'm going to show you. These 2 dresses are from the Oscar de la Rent resort. Well, it's pre-spring, spring-summer 25, so they've just come out, and they have used fringing in quite an unconventional way by sort of placing it on the fabric rather than using it sort of on the edge as a trim. I thought that was really interesting. I have found a couple of options, 2 I think. This, I was really so excited when I found this Vogue pattern. It's V1776 because they actually use printing on the end of the sash. I know I'm talking about this for the summer. You could make it sleeveless, couldn't you? I thought that was a lot of fun. I know it's white, but I'm not suggesting you wear a white dress to a wedding, unless you're the bride, obviously. I thought that was quite an interesting idea. And then this doesn't have fringing on it, but I think a bit like the inspiration shot here, this lilac dress, you could fringe around the hem or around the sleeve as well. And that is a Vogue designer pattern, Tom and Linda Platt. Okay, now, last but by no means least, lace. I couldn't talk about summer occasion wear without talking about lace. Again, some really beautiful lace dresses around from Dolce & Gabbana, again Oscar de la Renta. So I have found 3 options here. This first one is from Vogue, and I think this is designed for stretch jersey, so it's not too tricky, because of course if you're using a lace which is well, they're basically see-through, you usually need to mount it, and then usually you would probably treat the lace outer and the underneath lining fabric or interlining as one, which is probably what you do here. And it's quite nice in the way that it's tiered, and it's got this really nice deep V-neck detail. Again, it's long sleeved, but you could make it 3/4 sleeves, short sleeved, or even sleeveless. The next style, this is a really beautiful tailored shift dress with this sort of the bare cutaway shoulders, and I think any kind of lace mounted on an interlining would work absolutely beautifully. It's quite a simple pattern, and sometimes if you're making a very complicated, using complicated lace design, you want the pattern to be very simple so you're not chopping it up too much. And the final one is this beautiful dress from Vogue Patterns, and it's quite an easy pattern, and it's actually very easy Vogue, and it's got this deep centre front slash neck, and in the style of a halter, and I think actually there's a backless option here, and it has a full skirt. So those are my 20 patterns that I found for occasion wear. And so they're just some suggestions to maybe get the ball rolling, to start you thinking about things if you need some inspiration. And now I'm going to show you a few things that I've actually made myself. I have actually just realised I've got 3 more patterns to show you based around this whole idea, which I call day to evening. I've got three dresses that I found, and they're all very simple bias cut dresses that do this whole day to evening job. It's great for the ceremony with like a wrap, and then brilliant in the evening at the party later on. So I have got 3 styles. The first one is a very simple, very classic slip dress. It's the Tessuti Sadie Slip dress, conventional back and front with the shoestring straps. The second one, it's a bit more exposed, and it's the Vogue V1697, and it's their backless bias dress with diagonal seaming across, and this beautiful strap detail at the back. And then the final one is the Vikisews Ailyn dress, and it's a bit more covered up, but it's still bias cut, and it would still do the same job. Now, if you see my previous videos, you might recognise this shape. It's my vintage Donna Karan pattern that I've made in various. I've got it in 4 fabrics in my wardrobe. This is a cerise pink, 100% viscose satin back crepe that I bought from McCalls Wallace when I made this dress to go to a wedding in Portugal about 5 years ago. I don't know if you can see the satin and the matte reverse, and it's a really heavy fabric, and it just feels amazing on, and I wore it with gold accessories and a pink headpiece, and it just did that whole job brilliantly. It was a really long day, but it just did me from the ceremony in the church with this wrap through to the party in the evening, and it was just absolutely perfect. So that was my day to evening satin dress, and that was my final theme. The other thing I wanted to show you is if you just want to make something simple to update, as an update for sort of occasion wear that you might pair with something existing like a bias cut skirt or some like sort of wide leg trousers. This is the Angela Kane shell top that I've made previously, and you may have seen it. It's just a very simple, it's almost like a block pattern, and it's got a centre back opening, and I made this in these beautiful matte sequins that are on Georgette. And then the final thing that I wanted to show you is I'm wearing a jumpsuit that I've changed into for this bit. If you've watched my previous videos, you may be aware that my son was 21 a few months ago, and we had a big party, and this is the outfit, and I've never showed you. This is the outfit that I made. It's a jumpsuit, and it's patterned from Etsy. It's just very simple, one shoulder, bit of gathering here, side zip, quite fitted, and you can't see the whole thing, but they're very wide leg trousers, and this is just an Etsy pattern, and it was not expensive, and it just fits me brilliantly. So that is my take on occasion wear for spring summer. I hope you may be a little bit inspired. I am going to go away and make something for myself for this wedding in 4 weeks time, and when I've made it I'll show it to you, but this is my starting point. I bought this on the fold line. It's a vintage pattern, and I'm going to use this top as my starting point, and then I think I'll probably make a full skirt to go with it. I can't decide whether to go for bold black and white stripes, or to get like a really big large scale floral print about some of the statement florals I showed you, or perhaps do colour blocking with like a cerise pink bodice and like a red skirt and contrasting piping. I can't decide at the moment, so if anybody's got any great ideas, please share them in the comments and just give me your feedback. You may have made some of these patterns, you may be making a piece of occasion wear yourself for an up and coming wedding or event. Please share, like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye.